Well, look who it is. You're back again, and so are we. And you've tuned in just in time to sit back, relax and enjoy the finer things in life for the next half an hour. It's time to live the new luxury life with Celebrity Cruises.
It is, and we love the ships as much as you do. It is all about incredible design-led ships, the wonderful cool and relaxed vibe, and that feeling of something really special that has Celebrity Cruise winning awards left, right and centre.
Indeed, and we've got 3 fabulous holiday deals for you, all for next year, all with low deposits and all with classic drinks and Wi-Fi as part of your cruise. So, South America from Lisbon, Japan cruise with a stay in Tokyo, or Canada and New England with a stay in Boston. Which one grabs you the most?
All of them, please.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. Okay, well, let's start somewhere. In September with Canada and New England, our 2-week trip starts on the 5th of September next year, and we're flying out to Boston in Massachusetts in America, and we've got a 2-night stay there.
Oh,
lovely
brilliant.
Boston.
Cradle of American independence, Boston.
Yes.
And it's such a vibrant city, honestly. It's one of my favourites in the US. It's got that old world charm mixed with really charismatic locals, lots of fun hot spots to visit. I mean, you can go to Cheers Bar where everybody knows your name.
Well, more importantly, I want to know, do they make good tea in the home of the Tea Party? Oh,
very good point, Derek. I actually haven't been there, I'm sorry. I've been to Boston 3 times. I've never been, but you've got to go. I know, but I have been to Quincy Marketplace and they have incredible baked goods. So I highly recommend
Anybody
that.
knows the answer to that, email me now, studio@cruise1st.tv. After a couple of nights in Boston, it's time for us to cruise in 5-star style, grace and luxury on the gorgeous Celebrity Silhouette. Oh, look, bare feet on that real lawn. I'm there. As a gardener, that for me fascinates me. Oh
yeah, it's lovely up there. So I haven't been on the Silhouette, but I've been on the Equinox. I've been on the sister ships basically, and it is so lovely up on that lawn, with the lawn, the open, you know, the freshness of the open air, and of course with the real grass. It's a great place to sit back and relax. You can even have a picnic up there and get yourself a little picnic basket, which they can organise too.
Did I just see some entertainment up there as well?
Yes, so they do the glass blowing on the Silhouette, and they usually do it up on the grass deck as well, and cabaret, and you know, there's loads of things going on. They'll do games up there, and I think there's croquet too. I mean, it's just really fun. Yeah. So you also have the library, which is stocked with incredible books on travel, on everything actually. And the thing I like about this, obviously these cruise lines are sophisticated. They're about traveling and voyaging, not just cruising to a destination. So it is really up to you what pace you take it at. You might just want to sit back and read about the destinations, or you might want to go to learn about them in the theatre when they do the shore excursions, explorations talk. They do have a lot of other guest lecturers on Celebrity too, who will kind of invite you into the world of different subjects, but also more particularly on the parts of the world you're visiting. And I think it'll be just so fascinating to learn more about the history, you know, of things that went on in Canada and New England. And
they are very interesting, those presentations as well, actually. You think to yourself, oh, you know, when you hear the word lecture, you want to yawn straight away, don't you? But honestly, these talks are fascinating. And they're about, what, 45 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes
and you can sit there with a glass of wine and enjoy it as well, responsibly, one at a time, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I tell you what, the cocktails and wines, of course, on Celebrity are always brilliant. They do also the fabulous mixing, so you can actually go and learn how to be a mixologist, learn how to do cocktails, wine pairings. They do beer tastings and things like that. So lots of things on the go constantly. And your cruise staff's team will have lots of activities, from Sudoku you can pick up at the front desk every day to do, and the morning paper.
That gives me headaches, Sudoku, I'm afraid.
It's good for your brain though.
Just looking at a load of numbers there.
It's good for your brain. You want to keep your brain active, definitely.
Yeah. Scrabble, please.
Scrabble, exactly. They've got tons of board games. You just pick them up.
Lovely.
But you can also take part in game shows, which is a fun thing too. And ping pong and shuffleboard. I mean, all the classic cruise favourites are there.
Is there bingo?
Of course there's bingo.
Fantastic.
There's bingo on
there.
it. You cannot have a cruise without a game of bingo, in
Me
my
and my
opinion.
dobber will be there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beloved cruising favourite game, isn't it? But don't think about Celebrity as being like the old-fashioned cruising. Yes, you've got all the favourite cruise go-tos, but of course mixed with the modern luxury, the new luxury that is Celebrity, that boutique hotel experience.
It is wonderful.
At sea.
It's like staying in a big posh hotel and just having the very, very best of everything. And of course, classic drinks and Wi-Fi included. So you can have that cocktail, which is brilliant. So 11 nights out to Boston.
And
Off
we're heading,
we go.
Yeah, we're into Maine first, Rockland, Maine, which is an absolute coastal gem, founded in the 1700s. Lots of great museums to visit. There's the Victoria Mansion to go and stroll around. And I love the boutiques in Canada and New England as well. So much good shopping. Then it's Halifax, which has a sweeping pier, Pier 21, a lovely oceanfront boardwalk with cafes, museums, restaurants, shops. It leads up to the historic lighthouse. You can go to Annapolis as well and do the wine tour there. Of course, that's the famous naval training ground. Then it's Sydney, Nova Scotia. Natural beauty and sweeping cliffs are the name of the game here. And I think you can see right there the kind of Celtic charm. Talking of the Celtic charm, there is the world's largest fiddle in the cruise ship terminal. Yes, exactly.
Not what I expected you to say.
We have an overnight in Quebec, Canada, or shall I say France, or shall I say Canada? It's a little mix of both. It is so enchanting. The Latin Quarter, Old Quebec, which is the only remaining walled city north of Mexico, oldest stone church in North America, and you've got to try the poutine. It's famous. It's chips covered in gravy with cheese curds. Then it's Charlottetown in Canada. Prince Edward Island is this one, home of Anne of Green Gables, if you've read those books. Brilliant and enchanting place, and it has the gorgeous Prince Edward Island National Park to visit, along with the Island Hill Farm as well. Do take an excursion. They have the Anne of Green Gables Historic Site and Island Drive, which is a great one. Portland's next, which is really beautiful. Some tours I'd recommend here are the Maine Lobster Bake on Peaks Island, so you can actually go and enjoy the famous lobster and seafood. Then we're back into Boston, where you'll disembark and you'll fly home after this wonderful itinerary. Now, if you do want to stay longer, speak to the Cruise1st team. You might want to head to New York after this, because it's only, it's very, very short distance by flight or even by train.
Or maybe you fancy somewhere else. You know
Florida?
where I'm thinking. You know where I'm thinking. Can I just say, with all due respect to the Canadians, that gravy is never a necessity on chips? I know that's a controversial view to hold, but that's mine. Vinegar is the only wet required on chips. Anyway, you can have it your way when you're on holiday. That's the great thing about being on holiday. Remember, on this one, you've got your flight out to Boston. You've got 2 nights in a hotel there. You've got your 11-night cruise, which is fabulous. And of course, your flight back to the UK. On the cruise, classic drinks package included, Wi-Fi included, and the chance to put a low deposit down on this to make sure it actually happens. $199 each today, as your deposit will secure this price tag for you. And actually, you know what, it's a perfect time of the year, because where you're seeing here, of course, it's just the start of the changing of the seasons. In fact, actually everything will be the most beautiful colours. So actually this is going to be quite a scenic adventure as well. Now, exclusive to Cruise1st on this one, if you upgrade to Ocean View, we'll upgrade you to a balcony for the same price on the 11-night cruise. So we better go and see the prices for those, hadn't we? Here are your upgrade prices. So there's only one upgrade price there, which is $399. And it says that under the balcony as well. And that's true, because you pay the Ocean View upgrade of an extra $399 per person, and we will gladly upgrade you to a balcony. Tell you what, we're very good like that, aren't we? And listen, if there's anything else you want to do to that offer, you want to tailor it further, maybe 2 nights in Boston, you want to do more. Maybe, as Joe suggested, you did want to go somewhere else. You know, possibly you could go to New York before Boston, before the cruise, and then at the end of the cruise go to somewhere else in the States before you come back to the UK. It's all possible. Just talk to the team right now, 0800 953 4700. And just a very, very quick reminder, of course, that Celebrity will often pop up in our wonderful live show. Cruise Deals Live, Tuesday night at 8. Sorry, I'm plug at every opportunity here, but I hope you come and join us, because I can see the wheel from here, actually. Could be spinning the wheel to win a cruise for you, fingers crossed.
I've been looking at that wheel,
and there's
Derek.
good prizes on there.
You've got some good prizes.
Everyone's a winner, let me tell you.
There's a chocolate cruise ship on there, which I've got my eye on. Can I play? Can I call in and play? I'm not going to be allowed, am I? No.
No.
I'm banned.
afraid not. You can look at it.
Oh, well, I will look at it. I will drop some hints on the chocolate cruise ship. Anyway, next up, I think we could put 300 packages together in Japan, and every single one of them would be full to the brim. It really is where everybody wants to go and explore right now. We're taking in so much of Japan and more in our next offer. 17 nights starting on the 1st of October next year, and we fly over to Tokyo first for a 3-night hotel stay in the incredible, dynamic, exciting, vivacious and dizzying city of Tokyo.
What
the one
a place,
that, oh my gosh, that is on so many people's list to visit. It is just astonishing. It's a complete assault of the senses, many people say, and also you have the old with the new in Tokyo. It's, you know, you've got this, of course, these things like the Shibuya crossing where you have 3,000 people crossing the street at once, and you have all these bright coloured signs in the background. You've probably seen that in images and video clips. But then you've got these incredible ancient temples as well, which are just gorgeous and spiritual and magical. And the bullet train, you've got to ride the bullet train while you're there. 3 days is a perfect amount of time to become acquainted with this part of the world. And then, of course, it's time for us to cruise on board the Celebrity Millennium for 12 nights. Now, your drinks and your Wi-Fi are included, and that means your cocktails, your beers, your wines, your frozen drinks, your soft drinks, your waters, your coffees, like, so your Americanos, your cappuccinos every morning, which you think about, right, $5-6 a time. You think about cocktail, $10-15. That's all included. You don't have to think about it, and your Wi-Fi as well.
And one thing to say on that as well, if you decide to go to, because obviously all of your drinks go up to a certain value.
Yeah.
But if you go over that value, pick a cocktail that's over that value, you just pay the difference between your allowance and the drink price, which is brilliant. So if your cocktail goes over by $1, then your cocktail will only cost you $1.
It's great,
which
actually.
Is brilliant.
Yeah, and you find that you don't often go over that anyway,
no.
But you have got the option, which is great. And the staterooms on Celebrity, I have to say, I've been on most of the cruise lines out there, and I think these are the most comfortable bed, apart from, okay, the top 6-star lines, which you might pay a significantly larger amount for. I think these are the most comfortable staterooms and mattresses ever. You have the best night's sleep on Celebrity.
It's true.
It's so good.
It's really, really lovely. And you kind of wonder what it is, don't you? And after the cruise lines keep these things kind of, you know, under wraps. They're just like, these are the best beds, believe us. But it is wonderful. I mean, they do say something about sea air anyway, don't they? And, you know, getting a better night's sleep. But honestly, the bed is still very, very important, because it's the funny thing is, however far afield we go on holiday as Brits, we'll always come back and we'll always talk about the weather and whether the bed was lumpy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they actually have the Exhale bedding, which is their very own bedding system, and it's cashmere mattresses. So there we go.
Very
they haven't
nice.
given all the secrets
They're
away.
not cheap.
No, they're certainly not. Look at that Rendezvous Lounge. You've got the Sky Observation Lounge to enjoy as well, which has great sweeping views over the ocean while you can enjoy a delicious cocktail. Martini bar, they do flair bartending shows, super fun. And of course, all your favourite treatments in the spa. They also have the brilliant, if you do Aqua Class, by the way, you can actually get your thermal suite included in the cruise fare, and that is your thalassotherapy bed, your salt room, your incredible sauna as well, and all those great things, the hot pool. So that's a really nice thing to do after a day sightseeing, and maybe just sit back and order some room service and watch a movie. And they have a great sort of index of different movies and shows you can watch. Everything possible, and you can even watch the lectures on board the ship in your stateroom, which is great. We're cruising out of Yokohama, the port for Tokyo. The first port we're heading into is Shimizu. This is the port for Mount Fuji, which is an active volcano about 100 kilometers southwest of Tokyo. It is the country's tallest peak, and you can head on up and see, or get close to the summit, but you might want to also do some other tours around the area. Osaka's next, and you have an overnight in this port. Now, it's known for its incredible castle, and also this is known as the, shall we say, the incredible artistic capital of Japan. So you've got lots of incredible artists' work to see while you're there as well. Then we are on to Koshi, which is a land of nature. They call it, you know, the green and blue. You have the incredible castle there as well. The Shinzu temples are beautiful and so different to what we're used to in our parts of the world. I love the contrast. Then we're on to Hiroshima. Now this is an island that's popular with tourists, so obviously it's known for the atomic bomb dome and Peace Memorial Park, but you've also got the Hiroshima Castle, museums, galleries and gardens to visit whilst you're there as well. Then we're on into Busan in South Korea. I love that we're taking in Korea on this adventure as well. Now you have got the Songo Skywalk, which is the third skywalk, largest one in Busan. It's very long and it extends from the beach to Turtle Island. It's a great walk to do. Hakodate is up next, and one of the main cities on Hokkaido, Japan's northmost island, looming over the incredible Mount Hakodate. Now you can actually head to the summit by aerial ropeway or gondola. Then we're on to Omori. This is known for some very famous festivals, including the Cherry Blossom Festival. And you have lots of beautiful gardens. And remember how well manicured the gardens are in Japan. You might see some lovely bonsais as well when you're there. We're back into the port for Tokyo for your flight home to the UK. After exploring the fabulous East, this amazing part of the world awaits you. And it's so high up on so many people's bucket lists at the moment. So I'd recommend booking soon for this.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, if you do feel that we're talking about Japan all the time on the channel, it's because it's where everyone wants to go. And we said in the introduction to this, we could literally put together 300 Japan packages and they would all be booked up. Because people just have this real thirst for this part of the world. And I can see why as well. Listen, I mean, you know, Richard, who is behind the camera you're looking at me through right now, goes to Japan every year. He would go 5 times a year if Mr. P would let him. And, you know, the stories that come back of the different places and just, you know, I just love going through all of the pictures from the very, very most modern, you know, from buying all the fancy new games consoles and the very latest technology to seeing the most ancient, serene temples just in a wonderful mountainscape in the middle of nowhere. Just incredible. And they are such a welcoming nation as well. It's a lovely place to be. You know, you hear the stories about the trains always run on time, everything's nicely ordered, everyone's extremely polite and respectful to each other. It's a very calm, it's a very safe place to be as well. It's wonderful. It's why so many people want to go. The more people go, they come back with their stories, they share them with friends and family. That's it, the more people that want to go there. I definitely need to be there. In the next decade is my target. Now, on this package, low deposit today of just £199 each. As I say, these packages fill up so quickly. It's the reason why we put deposits in place right now. We lock in a good price. For just a low deposit, we get the flight from the UK out to Tokyo for that, 3 nights there in a hotel, all arranged and sorted for you. And then you've got that 12-night cruise on Celebrity Millennium. Drinks package, classic drinks included and Wi-Fi included. We're cruising around Japan and South Korea, which in a lot of ways is very similar to Japan, actually. And then back to Tokyo for the flight back to the UK. Really, how we keep doing this when literally, you know, when you look at hotels on a website, and the more people that are looking at the price of a hotel, the more it bumps up. You're like, you can look an hour later and the price has gone up again. Well, Japan is the region that the world's eyes are on in terms of travelling to. So how we keep getting these impressive price tags, and this is not a budget cruise, this isn't not a race to the bottom, let's find the cheapest cruise we can in this part of the world to keep the prices low for you. We're talking 5-star Celebrity here, so this is really kind of, you know, reaching for the sky rather than reaching for the bottom. It's amazing. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades then for this on board. It's an amazing opportunity. I mean, it really is, in terms of travel, in terms of really being the buzz part of the world that everyone does want to travel to. It is incredible. So get those low deposits in right now, just £199 each, of course. And any questions, you want to tailor that in any way, call us now, 0800 953 for 700. And it's time for a big finale in this show right now, and it's a wonderful cruise over 15 nights, taking the Celebrity Equinox from Portugal to South America.
Wow.
Now, our 19 nights are going to start on the 21st of November next year, and we fly first over to Lisbon in Portugal. And here she is, Celebrity Equinox. She's absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice indeed. All of these ships, by the way, have the latest upgrades and the latest kind of, everything going on board.
Yeah.
They are just superb. So they're not kind of faded, out of date, 5-star. You see a Grand Hotel that had a massive reputation 30 years ago, and then it's fallen by the wayside.
Oh, no,
nothing
no.
like
and
that.
She actually had the Revolution upgrade in 2019. So the thing about this, and I was on this ship actually, she's gorgeous. And I was on this ship maybe 10 years ago, the Equinox, had an amazing adventure. Actually, I did a similar itinerary. I went to South America, Middle East to South America actually, when I was doing this. And honestly, it is so luxurious. Celebrity is so luxurious. You've seen some of the price points in today's show, considering that your drinks and your Wi-Fi are included. Now, as you mentioned earlier, Derek, that's up to a certain amount, but you can still get quite, your cocktails, your coffees, your wines, most wines, your beers, your water when you're heading off into port, all of these things that are usually an extra cost included in your basic drinks package, and you also have your Wi-Fi. So that's brilliant, because you are heading further afield here as well, and you are definitely going to want to access that Wi-Fi. You get all those pictures up, so people will be jealous back home for sure. When it comes to dining, they do have your classic dining up in the buffet and in the dining room. You could use that every single day. You don't have to do any specialty dining if you don't want to, but should you want to, there's delicious sushi, there's a fabulous French creperie on board, there's also your steakhouse, and all of these delicious choices whilst you're there during the sea days, for example, because there's quite a few sea days. You might want to explore the different dining options, you might want to do some of the entertainment, you might want to start a jigsaw, I don't know, whatever takes your fancy. Or maybe it's just enjoying reading in a hammock outside and watching the sea float by as you head to this epic part of the world. I think as well, you'll spend a lot of this cruise planning the adventures you are going to have, because I think actually, because this itinerary is going to be quite unfamiliar to a lot of people, I think. Actually, I would want to kind of put my ducks in a row. There's many ways of doing that. Of course, you can do research online before you can go. There is lots and lots of presentations and information on the ship about the destinations that you are going to. So you might actually want to spend your time kind of gathering information and planning. Yes. Yeah, especially since some of the places you're going to be heading to, like Buenos Aires, for example, there are going to be some amazing things to see and do in those ports. And you can either attend the lectures on board or go to the shore excursions desk and have them help you plan your time in port, or just do it all yourself, and with the Wi-Fi access, you can absolutely do that as well, whether it's booking an excursion or looking at a certain walking route when you're in the ports. Plenty of time to do it. So we are cruising out of Lisbon, and the first port we're going to be heading into is lovely Tenerife for a little stop before we cross the Atlantic. Now, this is known for year-round sun. You have the Mount Teide National Park, which is UNESCO as well, which is this incredible volcanic, site to see and enjoy. Then after a few days at sea, we're in Salvador, Brazil. This is such an enchanting city. There is the Elevator Lacerda, which is a very interesting and picturesque elevator that allows you to see an overview of all those lovely coloured houses. It's very vibrant. Then we're in Rio de Janeiro. What a city, my goodness. Now, the locals call it like no other place on earth. It's magical. You can go to Iguazu Falls, you can head up to Christ the Redeemer by Funicular or Copacabana. Montevideo, Uruguay is up next, and it's a real juxtapose from Rio. It's a very relaxed, chilled out city, very friendly. They have great wineries, a lovely square to visit, the Plaza Independencia as well. Next up, we are into Buenos Aires, and this is where we'll disembark, and we will have 3 fabulous nights in Buenos Aires, known as Paris of the South. Wow, it really does flaunt its European heritage. You'll see the similarities, by the way, between Paris if you've been there, but it has a real Latin charm to it at the same time. You must head to the famed Recoleta Cemetery. There's nowhere like it. You can see Eva Perón's grave there, but they are amazing. These mausoleums are incredible. You also have La Boca district, where you can see live tango and salsa in the streets, full of colour and energy. The Colón Theatre is a sight to behold. You've got to try the alfadores, which are like little biscuits with dulce de leche inside. Yum. The mate as well, the local tea, you've got to do it. And then after your epic time in Buenos Aires, we're going to be flying you back home to the UK after this incredible itinerary.
What a fantastic holiday, and a fascinating one as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you want some time in Lisbon as well, by the way, before you cruise, just talk to the team. We'll book you into the hotel, you know, for a couple of nights in Lisbon, because that in itself is a wonderful, wonderful city and kind of partners up quite nicely, doesn't it, with this part of the world that you're going to out in South America. So the two go very, very nicely together indeed, actually. So do you fancy this? Does look interesting, doesn't it? November next year. So it's quite a way off, but again, we can put a low deposit down today to lock it in, the price that we've got. So a deposit of just £199 each right now will get you the flight out to Lisbon in Portugal, then the 15-night cruise on Celebrity Equinox, which of course includes that classic drinks package and Wi-Fi, across to the Canaries first, then across the pond to Brazil, and ending in Buenos Aires in Argentina with a 3-night hotel stay there before your flight back to the UK. It sounds really, really, really expensive now I've said all that, but look at this. See, weren't you in the lead up to all of that? Because it was kind of like, and this, and this, and this, and a partridge in a pear tree, and I was thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be like £4,000 or £5,000 a person. Not at all. That's amazing. 2,299 per person. So if you are looking kind of left and right at different things to do, different parts of the world to go and explore, this would be a great one. Let's have a look at our upgrades on board then, on the Equinox then. There they are for you for ocean view, for balcony, and for your suite as well. Obviously your suite is that little bit more because it is that little bit more. You know, you are getting the best of everything when you have a suite there. You get, you know, so many wonderful, wonderful additions and amenities literally at your fingertips. It's one of those experiences where you can spoil yourself just a little bit. I have to say as well, attention to the solo price on this one. Very, very good indeed. It's great. Joe and I have talked about this a lot recently. The cruise lines and the travel industry really is finally getting with the program now when it comes to traveling solo. Lots more people choosing to do that. Not just, you know, I have no choice. People are choosing to travel solo, and they want the same kind of quality of holiday as everybody else as well. So the prices are really fantastic for those, and we are working extremely hard to get the best out of those for you as well, because, you know, everyone deserves great holidays.
They absolutely do. And this is a way of getting in advance. You saw some of our cruises are earmarked for the year after next. But boy, locking those prices in early is one of the smartest things you can do. And having something amazing to look forward to.
Well, that's
keep you going through the dark months.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when you've got a big adventure coming up in your life, you need to see that, you know, you need to see that light at the end of the tunnel, and you need some time to research it as well. Listen, just while I've got another opportunity, just very, very quickly, come and join us every Tuesday night live at 8 o'clock. We have got the very, very latest hot offers for you. Plus, of course, I'll be spinning the wheel and could be winning someone a cruise this week.
I've got my eyes on the I Love Derek teddy.
Oh, it's very cute.
Oh,
let me tell you.
I'll have to see if it's hanging around. This sounds amazing. So we will see you very, very soon.
Take care.